Good evening, guys. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the YouTube channel here, Messing with Mr. Wilson. Like I said, appreciate you guys stopping in and checking out. Tonight, I'm out in the garage, and I've got the DRR 90 that I'm going to be working on. So, it had a coolant leak, and let's see here. I think it's the water pump. It's leaking down here. Seems to be coming out right there between these two cases. So I got a water pump rebuild kit, and to be honest, I've never tore one of these apart. So it's going to be a learning experience for me tonight too. But like I said, I'll probably just start with, it looks like these two hoses, maybe these 3 bolts, and then this cover here should come off. So that's my plan for tonight. Like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying these little projects that I get into out here in the garage. And like I said, just put a little bit of content out there for you guys. And like I said, like this project tonight, I'm kind of learning along with you guys on here, but maybe it'll help you guys that might be a little intimidated to tear into some of these projects, that you just got to get out there and do it. Just tear stuff apart, and that's the only way that you'll figure it out. Tear it apart, try and put it back together. So like I said, hopefully these little videos help you guys, and if you guys are enjoying these videos, make sure you subscribe, and maybe leave a comment below when you subscribe. That way I know when you guys do subscribe. And like I said, every little bit helps the channel grow. So, and it's definitely appreciated. So with that, let's go ahead and tear into this. Like I said, first thing I'm going to do is probably grab a drain pan and pull those 2 hoses off. So all right, so I got the hoses off, got this little cover off, and like I said, I'm pretty sure the seal behind this little impeller is probably what's leaking. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this cover here off, and like I said, it's just a couple Allen screws there, I believe. So all right, so we got the cover off here, and as you can see, the little water pump drive wheel is right here. And the way this thing looks like it works is these little holes inside of this wheel just slip over these little rubber grommets onto the flywheel there. So that's what drives the water pump. But like I said, I'm pretty sure my seal back behind here is what was leaking. And like I said, I got a water pump rebuild kit. So come over here and see what's in it. We got new O-ring for that first little cover. Looks like a new little drive wheel. There's a seal, a couple bearings, and snap ring. So I'll go ahead and tear this thing apart and see if we can figure something out. But first, I'm going to take this thing over and put it in my parts washer and clean it up a little bit. Alright, as you guys can see, got it all cleaned up. We're going to go ahead and tear this thing apart. First things first, I don't know if you guys can see, there's just a little snap ring on that shaft. We'll go ahead and pull that off. There we go. So then once we get the snap ring off, we can pull this wheel off, and there's just a little pin that's basically runs through this impeller shaft, and that's what holds or drives the wheel. So you can see it just kind of sits right up in there. Like I said, that's what drives that little wheel. Alright, so now let's see if that comes out. Oh, there we go. So there's that shaft. So we get the shaft out, and right here's the little seal. So, yeah. I'll go ahead and pop that out. Might be able to do it with this little screwdriver. There we go. That come out pretty easy. So like I said, pretty sure that's the one that was leaking. It was allowing coolant to get down in past these bearings, and was coming out over here on this side. So, if you guys look at this shaft, you can see there's grooves where in that shaft where that bearing rides. If you look at this new one, there's no grooves. So I don't know if those bearings, I mean, they feel like they spin free. I mean, they don't, but definitely seems like it was wearing. Yeah, I mean, they feel free, but definitely wore that shaft out. And like I said, I think that might have been what caused that seal to leak. This is in there. With that being wore out, was allowing that to rock back and forth, which wore that seal out. So now we need to get these bearings knocked out. I'll go ahead and knock those bearings out, and we'll get back in here. Alright guys, I went ahead and knocked those bearings out, and there's two bearings, and there's actually a spacer that went right in between the two of them, which, like I said, there was two new bearings and a new spacer whenever I got it, but you can see like a bunch of the metal shavings and stuff still in there from basically chewing up that propeller shaft. Like I said, all I did was take a hammer and a socket that was pretty close to the same size as these, and I used that hammer and socket just to drive them in and out. I've already got the new bearings in. Like I said, they just drive in there pretty easy. I got the new seal put in there. One thing I will do is probably put a light coat of some clean engine oil on here just to help it slide in there and maybe not damage that new seal. So I'll go ahead and we'll do that, and then like I say, once you get that shoved in there, then it's just a matter of putting this little wheel, well, it'll be this new wheel, and then use the pins, the new wheel, and a new snap ring. So I'll go ahead and get this coated up and get that shoved in there. There we go. That's in there. Well, I'm thinking they must have sent an extra roll pin because I don't need two of them. There's only one in here. So, and that goes back over like so. And now the snap ring. Alright, so there we have it. We got the new water pump and stuff back in there and cleaned up. So I guess now we can put this other cover back on. We got new O-ring here. So we'll go ahead and get that on there. Alright, we got those all tightened up now. And take it over and put it back on the bike. Now, whenever I put these clamps on, I don't know if you noticed, I tried to turn them as far up and down as I can, just because, you know, when you're racing, sometimes you're moving around and you don't want your boot to rub up against that, you know. I mean, it is kind of far forward, but it can happen, you know. So I try and point them so that, you know, your boot don't catch on them and pop them loose, or, you know, just stupid little things like that. So the only thing I got left to do now is let's put some coolant in there, and then we'll fire this little thing up. Alright, so we got everything put back together. I got the coolant topped off. The only thing left to do now is to start it up and make sure we don't have any leaks. So we'll go ahead and start it up now and see what we got. Alright, so we got that DRR water pump replaced. it was pretty simple. So like I said, if you guys got one out there and you're afraid to tackle it, just tear it apart and do it. I mean, it's really easy. Like I said, I think there's only like 5 bolts total to do the whole job. The hardest part was probably knocking the bearings in and out, and like I said, that really wasn't too terrible. So like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and if you are, like I said, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. And like I said, when you do subscribe, maybe post a comment down below, you know, that way I know that you did subscribe. And like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and hope everyone has a good evening. So until next one, I'll catch you guys later.